They say you never really know your neighbors until they show up in your driveway with a fake doctor's note and a plan to steal your house. That's how my Saturday started, coffee in hand, sun just coming up, thinking it was another peaceful day in Utah until a white Tahoe rolled in like it owned the damn place. Three strangers matching shirts with some HOA logo marching up with a thick envelope and zero respect for boundaries. And in that moment, I realized something I was about to find out: just how far some folks will go when they think you're in their way. You ever feel that cold prickle down your back, like trouble's about to set up camp on your front lawn? That's what I felt standing barefoot on 6 acres of canyon wildflowers I'd just watered, still dripping along the fence. I didn't have time to wonder. These guys were on me fast, the kind of bureaucratic swagger you only get from people who've never actually built anything with their own hands. One of them, tall, holding that yellow envelope like a badge, called my name, didn't even wait for me to answer, just shoved the papers at me. My eyes found the line that hit like a punch: immediate housing reallocation due to mental incapacitation. Yeah, you heard right. According to these guys, I'd lost my marbles and had exactly 1 hour to clear out before they took over. No court order, no due process, just a cold, smug script and 3 witnesses in matching shirts. And then, of course, there's always a Karen. Hers showed up late like a general, arms crossed, that smile so tight you could bounce a quarter off it. "This isn't a civil lawsuit," she said, voice all syrupy. "It's an administrative order. Emergency protocol." I told her not that it mattered. "I'm not in your HOA." She didn't blink. "Your property affects our residents. Closing your curtains in the day, yelling at the landscapers." That's right. Yelling as in, "Please stop blowing dust onto my porch." That's evidence now. She had backup too, a psychiatric report, signed by Dr. Hugh Collins, supposedly confirming I was unfit. Only problem, Hugh Collins been dead 3 years. I went to his funeral. Hell, I know his signature better than my own. This was a forgery, plain and simple, an act so brazen I almost laughed right there, but instead I stared her down and told her, "You know, forging medical documents is a felony, right?" That rattled her just for a second. She didn't back off. Said if I wasn't gone in an hour, she'd call Adult Protective Services, make it official. I didn't wait. Pulled my phone, called the sheriff's department, explained I was being evicted under false pretenses. Dispatcher said there was a welfare check request from the HOA already logged that morning. Figures. After that, I turned on the voice recorder and told them all clear as day they were trespassing on private property. Any attempt to force me out will be recorded and prosecuted. Karen gave a tight smile, said, "We'll give you until noon. This isn't personal. It's about safety for everyone." Then they left, but not before rolling down the window to toss one last barb. Denial is a symptom too, Lucas. You know, that's when the real fight started. I went inside, locked up, yanked my security footage, and started copying files. If they wanted a war of paperwork, they'd picked the wrong target. I called Amy Quinn, my attorney. She's sharper than a set of new razor blades. Told her what happened, sent her every document and video I had. She didn't miss a beat. "Send me everything. We're locking this down now." Didn't take long for the rumors to start. Marcy from down the road stopped by, nervous, holding a printed screenshot from some neighborhood forum. "Lucas, folks are saying you had an episode HOAS posted, that you're unstable." There it was, a blurry freeze frame of me pointing at the HOA goons, captioned with the usual smear: "Man declared mentally unstable. HOA protecting community." It would have been funny if it wasn't so pathetic. But I wasn't alone. Amy fired off restraining requests, filed an injunction named Karen personally in a fraud complaint. I called the licensing board, confirmed again Dr. Collin was very much deceased. Sent them the forged psych evaluation. They promised a memo official on record. Meanwhile, my mail stopped. "Unstable occupant zone," the notice read. My mailbox painted red, a threat in chalk: "You are not safe." The smear was spreading. Sunday, I woke to the sound of a drone outside my window, buzzing like a hornet lens pointed right at me. Downloaded the footage, logged a complaint with the FAA, called Amy. "They're escalating," I said. She wasn't surprised. "Hearings Thursday. Keep collecting evidence." The HOA wasn't just trying to evict me. They were running a textbook psychiatric smear, same tactics I'd seen used in guardianship abuse cases in court, just never thought I'd be the target. Fake videos, witness statements, doctored posts, all designed to paint me as a threat. I filed requests under Utah's Open Meetings Act for their board decisions. Figured if Karen loved her transparency policy so much, she could prove it. Then came the twist. An anonymous email landed in my inbox. "You're not crazy. I can prove they're faking everything. Attached a PDF, a scan of Karen's email to her board. Just copied and pasted a psych eval from an old file and tweaked the name. No one will check. If we get the house on the market, Jenkins' deal will still work. Metadata matched Karen's own Gmail. I sent it straight to Amy. She added conspiracy to the complaint and I posted it all the truth on my site. Within hours, I was getting messages from folks in the subdivision, some thanking me, some threatening me, but the tide was shifting. Even a local journalist reached out eager to run the story. For the first time, I felt like maybe, just maybe, I had the upper hand. Then came the retaliation. My driveway got a traffic cone with a laminated unsafe zone sign, no county seal, no name, pure intimidation. Someone strung a cable across my easement road just high enough to snag a tire. I bagged it for evidence. An inspector showed up about environmental hazards. I showed him my spotless, garden-clean garage. The guy looked embarrassed. There were photos in the complaint, he muttered. Not from here, I told him. He nodded. He knew. The big day was Thursday. Courthouse was 40 minutes away. I drove there, binder full of documents, evidence tagged and ready. Amy was waiting. Karen rolled in with her army of board members and a lawyer who looked allergic to sunlight. The Judge Rivas was all business. Karen's attorney started spinning tales of community safety and psychiatric confirmation, but Amy shut him down fast. Your Honor, the psych report was signed by a doctor who's been dead since 2020. The clinic doesn't exist. The evidence is forged. She handed over the licensing board's letter, the forensic metadata. Judge Rivas leaned forward, glare like steel. You're telling me the HOA submitted a document signed by a dead man? Karen's side fumbled. Amy dropped the bomb, the internal emails about fabricating evidence, the money trail to a third-party buyer. It was like watching a dam burst. The judge slammed down his gavel, injunction granted. All HOA actions against Mr. Crane suspended. I'm referring this for criminal investigation, document fraud, harassment, conspiracy. Karen turned pale. One board member got up and walked out. Afterward, Amy and I stood in the hall, finally able to breathe. Think they'll actually face charges, I asked. She smiled. Depends how stupid they get once they realize the mask is off. You know what? They got stupider. By the next day, my gate was plastered with community safety alert flyers, my face on them, warnings not to engage. Another wellness check, another round of deputies at my door. The HOA accused me of pretending to be a psychiatrist, tried to drag my credentials through the mud. Amy had the paperwork ready before they finished the complaint. Still, it shook me. 18 years in forensic psych, cleared by federal courts, and now I was defending myself against suburban mob justice. At the grocery store, I caught people staring. My truck got vandalized with mustard and flyers. Their online group ran how-to posts about dealing with me like I was a wild animal. That's when I realized this wasn't just about land. They wanted me gone, erased. So I did the one thing they feared. I went public. Called a TV journalist, gave him every shred of evidence. The story aired statewide. Karen, caught on tape, tried to lie. The moment the anchor mentioned forged psych report signed by a dead man, her line went dead. That changed everything. The sheriff launched a formal inquiry. 2 board members resigned. Karen, as if nothing happened, taped another eviction notice to my gate. I laughed, called Amy, told her to file an emergency restraining order and alert the state attorney. Are you ready for this to go nuclear? She asked. I looked out over my land, the place I fought for, and told her, not just ready, I'm begging for it. Next day, county vehicles rolled up. Then the sheriff, then the Department of Licensing. By noon, the HOA office was sealed, Karen in handcuffs, ranting about misunderstandings on live stream. The court hearing was fast and brutal. Evidence showed she'd used HOA funds to pay for fake psych reports forged by her nephew's shell company. This wasn't even her first time. Turns out 2 other homeowners had been forced out with the same tactics. One died in a nursing home he never wanted. When the judge asked why she'd done it, Karen told the truth for once. His house has the best view in the subdivision. If we gained access and resold it, it'd cover our budget for 5 years. Took the jury 2 hours. Karen 6 years in prison. Her accomplices 4 each. Sun Peak Hollow HOA. Dissolved assets, frozen, management handed to a court-appointed trustee. I walked down the next morning, pulled every piece of paper off my gate, repainted the post, and bolted a new sign to the stone arch. This property is protected not just by law, but by truth. A week later, a national advocacy group called asked if I'd help others fight back against HOAs like this. I didn't hesitate. Some battles you walk away from, but others you walk through and make damn sure nobody else ever has to fight them alone. So let me ask you, now that you've heard what they tried to do you think there's ever a line where community safety just becomes abuse of power? Where's the line between order and control, and who gets to draw it? Tell me what you'd do if you were in my boots, or if you've lived through your own HOA hell. I want to hear about it. Go ahead, drop your story, because nobody should have to face this kind of war alone.